Flatbreads. Welcome to the chaos. So today I wanted to hop on here just to let you know what special day it is other than Pi Day 314. All the mathematicians out there, I'm sure that is probably your favorite day. Today is a big day for me. It's actually the start of my liver shrinking diet for my gastric bypass. So I thought I'd come on here a little bit and just explain some of the things that I have to do for these next 2 weeks leading up to my surgery. So my surgery is in 2 weeks and I have a prep I have to do. So basically what the surgeon explained to me was the liver gets fatty over time when you eat junk and things like that you shouldn't be eating, and just the fat from your body. And for them to do this surgery, they use the robotic arms in the hospital that I'm going with. And they said it's much easier when you have a smaller liver to be able to get in and really get the robot hands, give it space for them to move around and work its magic. Otherwise, what ends up happening is if the liver is too big and they don't have the room they need, they end up having to go out and do it manually with their own hands. And it is a much more invasive surgery and harder on a recovery for you, harder on the surgeon for doing the actual surgery. So they just say, if you can do this diet and really get your liver shrunk a little bit, then you're in the best shape going into the surgery from there. So what consists of this diet is a lot of things that some places are different than others. So in some places I've heard where you have to have like full liquids, only liquids for 2 weeks. And some places like where I'm going, and I think it changes surgeon to surgeon as well, but for my surgery, with my surgeon in the hospital that I'm using, I don't have to be full liquid, but it's very high protein, and it's very strict on certain things. So I will show you what I have come up with, and I'll actually show you the book that they gave me to go over the program. And they say if you follow this book, it's like your Bible. If you follow this book, you're good to go. So let me just show you some of the things that we have here. Okay, so this is the book. This is the bariatric. So I'm not sure. It's called the Adult Weight Loss. It's a patient education book for surgery. And so it's really basically has all these little tabs for you to be able to follow a little bit easier, and find what you need. So it's really nice because it has before surgery, getting ready for surgery, after surgery. As you can see, I've been really studying this book, so it's pretty beat up, but that's kind of what you want, right? You'd rather have a beat up book because the person's actually looking at what they're doing and paying attention. But it even shows you what to do day after surgery, what things you should be drinking, what things that you need to be drinking. And I'll show this book again a little bit more once I get the surgery. So for now, we're going to go with our liver shrinking diet. So basically what you have to do is you have to follow this plan that they give you. All right. So, it even tells you how many calories you need to have within each particular thing you're having that day. Lunch, what you should be having. And they tell you to do this every 2 to 3 hours. You should be eating these things. That way, you're getting constant food in your system without trying to be overly hungry or, and in between, you're supposed to be drinking a lot of water. They actually ask you to drink a minimum of 64 ounces of water within the day here. So some of the things here I noticed, when you read it, it says it's like a protein shake, and then it tells you what things you need to have for those protein shakes. And then they have a high protein snacks. And that's always what do we consider a high protein snack? So they put on the next page then here what exactly constitutes a high protein snack. And you want to, these are the type of the things that you can kind of have, which is protein bars. But of course you want to follow the way it says. You want single digit sugar, so 9 grams or less, because obviously, 10 would be double. And then you want double digits protein, so more than 10 grams. You can have 1 to 2 ounces of beef jerky, 2 hard-boiled eggs, lunch meat rolled up like turkey and cheese, something like that. So you can have 2 ounces, or 2 to 3 ounces, I should say, of the meat and 1 ounce of the cheese. You can have 1/4 cup of mixed nuts. Now it says measure carefully because they are high in protein, but they're also high in fat. Also, same thing with the soy nuts. 1/4 of a cup of soy nuts, 2 to 4 ounces of a tuna packed in water in the pouch or the can. I was also told that you can have the 2 to 4 ounces of the packed chicken, and as long as it's packed in water as well. You can use the 2 to 4 ounces of skinless chicken or turkey breast. And you can have some steamed shrimp, 2 to 4 ounces of steamed shrimp, or 3 to 6 medium pieces. They also said that, when it comes to like the tuna or the chicken in the can, if you want to add a little mustard to it, there's no calories, no fat, no carbs in that. Also, there is no carbs in mayonnaise. So, normal high fat mayonnaise, not the low fat mayonnaise. But you do have to watch your fat as well. So, really, if you can get away with eating the chicken or the tuna without putting any kind of mayonnaise in it, or just getting away with just the mustard, you'd be good. But in this particular situation, I hate tuna, for one. And I am not a big fan of shredded chicken in a can by itself anyway. So I may have to add a little bit of mustard at least to it. We'll see. We're going to kind of pick around a little bit. So I went and got ahead and I bought some eggs, and we've been hard boiling those all day. I'm going to actually make them pickled eggs, some hard boiled, some pickled, because I really do like the hard boiled, and I make them with Splenda instead of real sugar. So they're sugar free. They don't have that high sugar, and it's just the vinegar at that point with the eggs and the beets. Now, I probably won't eat the beets. I have to look at that to see really what you can do with that, as far as they want you to get the protein in first, and then worry about your carbs and your starches after that. So your protein is your number one thing, and that's why they want to look for that. But the egg, I'm getting lots of protein with. So, but I like to have something a little different. I also like beef jerky, which is good. So I'll probably stick with the beef jerky, the eggs, maybe some canned chicken if I can get away with it. I did pick up some protein bars, and I will show you those then, and we'll go from there. So, okay, so back to our meal. So we can have our protein shakes, our high protein snack, then our protein shake, and then a high protein snack. So you're going with breakfast, then a snack, then lunch, then a snack. So you're every 3 hours or so. And then by the time you get to dinner, you can have 6 ounces of lean protein, chicken, fish, pork. They also said turkey was okay. And then you want to go with 2 cups of raw or 1 cup of cooked non-starchy vegetables. So obviously no corn, peas, potatoes. And you can also do 2 cups of salad if you prefer to do that over the cooked vegetables. And then a half a cup of starch and 1 tablespoon of fat. So this is where you're going to get your, if you can find low carb. I have a couple low carb vinaigrettes that I can put on my salads. And then a half a cup of starch sometimes depends on, maybe you might have put, I'm not sure exactly what you would put on your salad. I mean, croutons, but I don't know that you're going to be able to get, a couple things of croutons. I guess you could use the croutons as your half a cup of starch. They also said that, if you wanted to do, say, like a chicken fajita or some sort of like burrito, you could use the 6 ounces of the chicken, and you can put your lettuce and vegetables like right on top of it, and then you can use a low carb tortilla shell as a starch. That could be your starch for your burrito. So that it's up to how you do it and how you're sticking with the lower carbs and stuff. So, and the lower proteins. Of course, you want to stick with what exactly they're saying: the carbohydrates, the proteins, and the calories. That should stick, by what they are. And then after dinner, you can have, for a snack, you can actually have another protein shake if you're interested, but it's only if you want to. You don't actually have to. If you're not hungry after dinner and you feel like you're forcing yourself to have that protein shake, then don't do it by any means. You don't need to do it. But it is just something that it's an option in case you're going to bed hungry and you're gonna wake up even more hungry, which ends up not working out for anybody. You end up going and like literally mowing everything down when you wake up super hungry. So I'm going to show you what I get as far as protein shakes, my protein bars, and some of the things that I can show you for some tips and tricks. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the protein shakes that not only I've heard from other people on that have had this diet before or had this surgery before, but also from the actual bariatric team itself. They have recommended these particular types of protein shakes. So let's start off. I'll show you. This is Fairlife. Fairlife is really good. Now they have other types of kinds. Like I can't remember if it was Fairlife or Premier, but one of the two has a mint chocolate chip and a birthday cake. So, I mean, besides these different flavors, we have really good options as far as like different tastes and things like that. Like I said, Fairlife is really delicious. This is strawberry, and when I tell you it tastes just like strawberry milk, I am not lying. I'm a huge fan of strawberry milk. So when I found this, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to try it. And I did. And it was delicious. I just like my milks though. I do like my milk ice cold, and I like these ice cold. So I do put them in the fridge, and then I usually put them over ice because they're just really good cold. So with Fairlife, and most Fairlife are going to be the exact same as far as their stats here. So Fairlife has 30 grams of protein, 2 grams of sugar, and 150 calories. So per the book, like the book had said, it meets the qualification. So it's under 200 calories, which is 150. It needs to be 15 to 25 grams of protein or more, and that one has 30. And it has to be under 20 grams of carbs, which is it's 2. So I mean, it definitely works in the favor of what you're looking for. The same thing with Premier. They're almost identical in stats. So again, another 30 grams of protein, 160 calories. And then with Premier, it's 1 gram of sugar. So, it definitely meets the qualifications. This one is the coffee. It's cafe latte. And it tastes like coffee. It tastes like iced coffee, to be honest with you. If you put it over ice, it's like you're drinking iced coffee. It's absolutely delicious. I will say that this morning I was having a bit of trouble. Today is my first day, and I thought I'm going to rock this, no problem. I got up this morning and I was like, yes, weigh in and just to check, because you can lose like quite a bit of weight on this diet for the next 2 weeks. So I thought, well, I'm really curious what I'm going to be at. So I came downstairs after weighing myself, and I was like, what I typically would have done was to make myself a cup of coffee. Now, you can't have coffee. I mean, you can have coffee. You can have coffee. You can have decaf coffee with you can have sugar-free creamer and Splenda, or however, I went out yesterday to make sure I had like the rest of the stuff I needed and totally forgot about sugar-free creamer. So the only creamer I had in my refrigerator had sugar in it, and I didn't want to use that. So the other trick that some people use is to use this vanilla and put that in and use that as their actual creamer. I haven't tried that yet. I might get on that board and see how that goes. But I decided what I'm missing. What am I missing here? I'm missing my coffee. I'm missing my hot coffee in the morning. And it was like super, super, like I was really struggling with that. So I put a little of the coffee one in, like just a swallow in a mug just to try it. And I put it in the microwave, and I microwaved it for a few seconds, warming it up. And I tried it and I thought, well, that swallow was pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try a whole entire cup. And I put the entire thing in the microwave. I warmed it up. So it was like hot coffee. And I'm telling you, I can totally do that. I had zero problem with having that as my coffee, my hot coffee in the morning. It was awesome. I loved every minute of it. It almost tasted a little bit like a borderline taste of like hot chocolate with a hint of like a aftertaste of coffee in a way. I don't know how to explain that, but it's something, I mean, give it a try. It really is really pretty good. The only thing I will have to say about this is, as you can see here, it does have caffeine in it. It's equal to 1 cup of coffee. Unfortunately, you're not supposed to have caffeine on this diet. So that's not going to be something that I can continue after my liver shrinking diet. While I'm on my liver shrinking diet, yes, I can have caffeine, but after my liver shrinking diet, you're not supposed to have caffeine. Caffeine dehydrates you, and you're already going to have a struggle getting your liquids in as needed. So they don't want you to have something that's going to make that even worse on you, or harder on your body. So, I'm going to have to like omit that altogether, and go back to, at that point though, I'll just go from that to decaf coffee and just use my creamer and Splenda, my sugar-free creamer and Splenda. So, but for now, I mean, that was fantastic. And then somebody on my group actually mentioned that they use the hot chocolate or chocolate one and heat it to make hot chocolate. And I thought, well, that's brilliant. That's a really good idea. So that might happen as well. So like I said, there's a bunch of different flavors here. We have the Fairlife that has also different flavors. Like, I think, okay, so yeah, I don't remember if it's Fairlife or Premier that has the mint chocolate chip and the birthday cake, but like I said, it's one of the two. And, but they have all sorts of flavors, and there's tons of different flavors. So like I said, here with Fairlife, they have the chocolate and the vanilla and all sorts of different things. This one's strawberry. This one's I'm sorry, I can't say that for whatever reason. Cafe latte, chocolate, vanilla. This is peanut butter cup. I'm very interested in this one, making its debut in my belly. There are other kinds. Equate, which is a Walmart brand, makes an equivalent. It's 30 grams of protein. It has 1 gram of sugar, and it is, I'm not sure, let's see, 170 calories. So it does meet the requirements. But I would like to show you something that I do not like about these protein shakes. Taste-wise, they're fine. They have no problem. But like me, if you are like me, I like my stuff cold. I don't like room temperature milk. I don't like room temperature protein shakes. So let me just show you, and I'm just going to, full disclosure here, I don't know if it just happens to be the particular, box or two that I got. It happens with both the caramel and the vanilla. So I don't know if it was just a bad batch at the particular time, or if this is normal for Equate, but let me just show you what happens with Equate. Okay. So I have this, this one was refrigerated. This chocolate one was refrigerated. So when you put them in the refrigerator, this is what they do. And I hope this comes across on the camera. But do you see how it's like gel? It congeals like a jelly. It's almost like when I tasted it, it was almost like a pudding consistency. Let me see if I can get a bowl here. Okay, so I hope it comes out the way I mean, it's upside down. Do you see that? It's disgusting. It's like pudding. If that's what you're looking for, maybe you're hungry for pudding. But that is not what I was looking for in a protein shake. So, and it happens with both the vanilla and the caramel, and this is the chocolate. It happened with all three of them, and like I said, I don't know if it was the lot that I had got. They're not expired. They're still able to be used. I really have no idea. But no, that's not for me. So I stopped using the Equate ones. So unfortunately, hopefully I got something wrong, and you guys can tell me in the comments below that, if you've used them before, did they do that to you in the refrigerator? I will say that I did look them up on the internet, and there were other people who said that. So I really highly doubt that it was just my particular, issue. I think that I definitely had something more than just, I don't think it was just one only spot that this happened to. But, what are you going to do? All right, so moving on. We are on the protein bars now. These are snack bars, okay? So these are the things that you can have in the high protein snack section of the thing. As you can see, this right away, it says whey. So you know that one is a whey bar. These have different kinds. So this has two different flavors. It's chocolate chip cookie dough and chocolate peanut butter. My husband eats these. He's on keto, which is pretty much what I'm on at this point, because it's pretty much the same thing. He is on keto, so he uses these as his snacks as well. And Rowan is, I think I had mentioned in some other videos that Rowan has been diagnosed pre-diabetic, and he needs to be on a low carb diet as well. And that being said, because he is on that diet, he needs to be watching his sugars as well. So we got some of these for his lunches and stuff like that. Quest is a huge brand that a lot of people use on when they have the bariatric surgery of some sort, whether it be the sleeve or the bypass, or they just have really high amounts of protein. Look, they have 21 grams in both of those. That's a huge amount of protein. And it does have low sugar. It has 4 net carbs, 1 grams of sugar. But the protein, it just outweighs everything here. And so these types, there's cookies and cream, and then the chocolate chip cookie dough. I have not yet tried these. The Rowan took one of these to lunch today, so I'll be curious how he feels about them. These we've tried, those we have not, and those are delicious. And I'm assuming these are probably going to be pretty good. There's also the Atkins makes some bars, some snack bars, some candy bars. Those are things that I probably won't use these, just because there isn't enough protein in them. It only has 7 grams. And when you're talking about your high protein snack, they're asking for it to be, in the book, they want your high protein snack to be high double digit, more than 10 grams of protein. And that only has 7. It has low carbs, which is nice. It has low, only 3 grams, which is nice, but it does not really have a high protein. These are good for if I'm out of these or whatever the situation is. But I have a feeling, I think we've had these before, and they're really good. So I have a feeling that these won't last long in my house. I probably won't be able to get them. There is another brand that we have used in our house before. I'm not exactly sure if they kept it. Yes, they did. Okay. We've used these when my husband and I both were on keto before, and let me tell you something. Oh, hold on. All right. Sorry about that. So, these are essentially their stinking Snicker bars. I mean, they're delicious. They are so good, so delish. And they only have 2 net carbs, 1 grams of sugar. I'm not sure what the protein is on this. I'd have to check. Let's see here. Protein, 5 grams. So again, another something that I probably won't touch for my purposes of this diet. It doesn't really follow the protocol. So, but again, if you're looking for a really good snack, for these 2 are really good for something to get your sweet tooth. Okay, so the last thing I have here to show you are the 2 flatbreads that I was talking about earlier that I said you could use like for like a quesadilla or a burrito or, you know, sandwich, even if you don't want to, if you just want to have a sandwich with some chicken or whatever. You want to add some chicken to this and you want to add some lettuce and tomato, maybe a little bit of low carb or low sugar salad dressings or something to it and make yourself a nice little sandwich. That would be good. So this one here again, so now when it comes to the starch, your starch, it says, so with your starch, you should stay under 80 calories, 3 or more grams of protein, and less than 20 grams of carbs. So on both of these, we have 60 calories, that meets it. 6 grams, that's over the 3. And 5 grams of carbs, which is under the 15. So that works. This one is 80, just meets the cusp here on the calories, but it has 7 net grams of carbs, which is under the 15. And it has 8 grams of protein, which is good. And then this is an everything bagel like wrap. And these are really good. I've had these a couple times. They're really good. And these are good as well. But so that's something that you guys can look into. So, you know, other than that, like I had said before, you have your light dressings. Oops, sorry, kind of slammed my cabinet there for a second. Let me just show you some of these dressings. I think I have some. Hold on. Okay, so I got some of the dressings that I had out. So these are different types of dressings that I've used. Well, full disclosure here, I have not used this one yet, but I have used this one and this one. This is the Skinny Girl. I really like this raspberry vinaigrette. Sorry, it doesn't want to focus in here. It's super good. It has, so let's see here. It has only 1 gram of carbs in it. So, it has no fat. It doesn't have any protein, but I mean, you're not really looking for protein in your salad dressing so much, but it does have no fat and only 1 gram of carbs. So, I mean, that is really good. You know, as far as fat goes, you're allowed to have 1 tablespoon of fat, which is like they're talking about your salad dressings, or maybe you needed a little oil to cook your chicken and stuff like that. You should stay within 45 calories. Proteins don't matter, and carbs like aren't really mattering in that. But this has no carbs, or I'm sorry, 1 gram of carb and no fat. So, I mean, this is well within range. As far as the Walden Farms ranch dressing, this is very good too. It's good ranch, but as you can tell, I think you can tell anyway, in the bottle itself, it's not a very thick ranch. It's kind of a thinner, watery ranch, but once you get away with, you know, get used to that, it's not too bad. Again, the calories on this is 0. The fat on this is 0. And the carbs, again, are 1 gram. So very good as far as, you know, wanting to use that maybe on your salad or even on a sandwich, instead of like mayonnaise or whatever. Now this, I only brought this out because this was something that we had bought on a website called I think it was Thin Slim. I can't remember now. It was a low carb food type company that you can buy low carb food from them, low carb breads and muffins and cookies and salad dressings and pastas. They have the Impossible, I forget what it's called, Impossible noodles or something. It's really low carb noodles. Not my fan. We've tried them. We're not very big fans of those. But this is the Italian dressing. So it has 0 calories, 0 fat, 0 carbs, and 0 protein. This is literally like free. I have not tried this though, so I cannot contest to whether or not it's good. We'll have to give it a try one of these days. But I mean, if it is, it's Italian. I mean, you could use that as a marinade. You could use that as a, which you could use this one as a marinade too as well. That would probably be good. And also, I mean, I used to use full fat ranch as a, like almost like a sauce. I would cook my chicken, and then I would, once it was almost done, I'd throw ranch in there and heat it up and cook it. And it got like thick and creamy around and it was absolutely delicious. My family literally like would eat that up in seconds, and they were always asking for more. And maybe you could use that with that too. I mean, you know, you have to play around, but, if this is zero everything, you could probably use this as a marinade as well, if it's good. So that being said, there you have it. That's kind of what I have to deal with for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to try to get creative so I don't get too bored and get too, like want to crap out of this really quick. I know they say this is almost like the harder part of the surgery because, you know, after the surgery, you're either, you know, maybe not feeling good, or you're nauseous, or you get full fast, or you're, you know, nauseous and don't want to eat, or your taste buds change, and you never know what your body's going to do, how you're going to handle the actual surgery itself. But you know, eating food is one of the things that might be the last thing on your mind for a while. They do say that it's more of a mental issue over physical after you've had your surgery. This is going to be something that I don't have control over. I don't have something in my stomach saying, don't eat anymore. You're not hungry. You know, you're going to be hungry and you want to eat and you want to get this stuff in your belly. And there's nothing stopping you. So it's 100% mental and physical at this point. So that's where it's hard. But, you know, I woke up this morning, I had my coffee protein shake, and then, 3 hours later, I had a little bit of cheese and meat. And then it's about time to have another protein shake. And I'm just now getting hungry. Although I am not drinking enough water. I have to have 62 ounces of water. That's always been a struggle for me. Hence the reason why I also have some kidney issues. But I will try to get more water in. I did drink some, but I need to drink more. And that will probably help with the whole hunger problem of it. But I mean, honestly, you know, that's it in a nutshell. So for the next 2 weeks, this is going to be me and my family. Like I said before, is doing a low carb diet and a low. They're still eating carbs. So Rowan is allowed to have like low carb bread, and I made him a sandwich for lunch, and he had some meat and cheese on it, and then he got a protein bar. Snack bar, and then he got, we gave him strawberries, which berries is something that, you know, I'm not allowed to have. I'm not allowed to have fruit, and I'm not allowed to have, when you're on keto, you're not allowed to have fruit either. You can have berries if you're not super, super strict keto. But for in his like sake, we're not really doing keto. We're doing low carb. And I think the same with my husband. I think he's just doing low carb at this point. So they're able to have their low carb breads once a day or whatever that they choose to do. But other than that, you know, they're doing well too. So wish us luck. I hope we make it through this. The next time that I talk about the gastric bypass process will be, I'll show you like what I'm prepping for my surgery. I'm going to prep food for everyone and prep my foods and stuff because, you know, it's a whole process, and I'll go over that process before my surgery. So, all right, guys, I hope this wasn't too boring. I just wanted to kind of like let you all know what I'm going through. And I told you that I would tell you my process, and sorry, somebody was calling me. And so that was, that's my process. So as always, if my chaos makes your chaos look good, then I've done my job. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe and share my page. Like it too. Thanks. Take care. Bye.